Well, hi, good morning. Thanks so much for joining me here in my shop. I'm about to start the alignment process on this radio and see what kind of performance improvement we can get with that. But wait a minute. Is that a broken wire I see in there? Uh-oh. I was just standing here getting ready to turn on the cameras when I looked down and my eye caught what looks like a broken wire. Almost certainly I did that pulling out a capacitor yesterday. But let's take a closer look and see what's really going on there. I'm not sure about the focus on this camera. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, so there's a wire just hanging out there, going nowhere. Is that a wire or a piece of dust further down there? It's more like a piece of cat fur. Let me point to what I'm talking about here. So there's something right here. Yeah, it's just a... You know what that is? Those are bristles from the brush I used when I dusted this out. Maybe that's when I broke this wire. Looks a little corroded. This greenish area here. This must be close to where the connection was, right on the end here, because the insulation is melted back from the original soldering. Now, where does that go? I see something else sticking out here. That's this piece right here. Ooh. What is that? Let's look at how they've done these wires. So they have big tubes on them. I'm looking at these ones here. Big tubes. Big tube. What is this? Wow. You know, I didn't photograph this area very carefully. I probably should have. Catch a picture of the wire when it was connected. Well, what's this doing up here? What is that? Looks like a terminal. This brown wire is connected to it. Kind of suspicious as to where the wire went. Look at this coil. Every wire lead coming from it is tubed. Where's the tube for that little piece of wire that Is that it there? I don't think so. No, that's going to a wire. Well, where'd your tube go, buddy? Everybody else has got a tube. How come you don't have a tube? Even the covering on this capacitor lead. The tubes on these are all kind of this plasticky material as opposed to these brownish ones. Different material. Well, nothing jumping out at me and saying I go here. There can be no doubt. Well, if I were a wire coming from that coil, where would I want to go? Can't see very clearly there. Dust there. That's one place I didn't sweep with the when I was vacuuming it. Well, the wire comes from the bottom of this coil. Where are all the bottom wires going? Down the red sleeve. Going to one of the push button terminals. Is that the sleeve? What's that sleeve going down there? Where's one? It's not the right kind of sleeve. Not going to come up. What are the chances that I already checked this one? No, it's definitely on a wire. This is the one wire that's not sleeved. Why would they not sleeve one wire? How far can it reach? Can't reach very far. It's about as long as the tool end here. Can't go very far. There's no terminals within range. Okay. I'm not going to be able to guess my way through this, I don't think. The most likely place is this spot up here, but there's no hope of it reaching there. Oh my gosh. This is, didn't I mumble about fine wires in this area? Gotta be careful, look out, don't break any. I broke one. Pretty sure, anyway. I can't imagine that's just been hanging out there all this time. Okay, I'm going to have to look at previous video, see if I can spot it. I'm afraid that's what I'm going to have to do. I never photographed that particular area of the radio at any time. Did I? No, my photographs were over here. I never photographed that. Just you know, I should photograph everything before I get started. Okay, I'll go see what I can figure out here. Well, here's about the best image I found so far. In this image, this is from an earlier video, and I'm discussing this resistor back here. But the area of interest this morning is right in here. Now, if I compare this image to what I see with my own eyes, okay, I think I can see this piece, this red piece right here, and this orange piece right here. I don't see this piece right here. doesn't appear to be there. Let's play a little of this here.
They're back here. Take a closer look at that and see if it needs to be replaced or not.
Yeah, maybe if I use a closer up camera here. I'm looking right at it. I'm shining the light right on the spot, for crying out loud. And now I'm poking right in the area. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I see the wire at that point? I got the poker right in there. Well, that's what I've seen so far. It looks like a red sleeve should have been on that wire and it's missing, which means it's fallen off the wire. I should try to find it. This is something I have in my mind all the time when I'm working on these radios, that the problem I'm working on is not nearly as bad as the one I'm about to create. It looks like I have. Did it just kind of fall under here? I don't see anything red there. And moves it way down inside. I've had this thing tipped quite a few times. I don't see anything in there. How far could it go? Okay, yeah, well, this is not a good scenario here. So here's another piece of video I found right at the start of the work on the radio. The coil in question is this one right here, and I'm afraid this is about as focused as anything's going to get. The thing of interest is this red tube here. I can see a bit of a red, what looks like it might be a red tube just under here. And this one is showing going over to this coil. That piece is still there, and this one is still there. But when I look in the radio, I see another piece coming through here and stopping up there. And this piece is missing. So this piece has been pushed over to here. It's just laying here. That's what I think when I look in the radio. Well, we'll check it for real in a minute. It looks like it's attached to this coil, but I think it's just pushed over. And this piece, I don't think has anything to do with the wire, the loose wire. I think what's going on here is there's two wires broken off of this coil. This is one of them, which comes to the top terminal here. And the other one is this little tiny piece. Now let's play this and just see where it goes here. Just watching all these bits and pieces.
Probably end up fiddling around with these.
Yeah, probably will. Oop, let's just go back a wee bit here.
So these are all
And went way back.
alignment adjustments.
And went way back.
Broadcast band and shortwave.
Now you can even see more clearly. There's a tube here and one here. And right now there are no tubes in that position at all. So there's another tube that's gone somewhere in the radio. I'm not sure where yet.
Probably end up fiddling around with these at some point.
Gah! There's no easy way back here. There.
End up fiddling around with these.
So there's a clear shot now of the coil in question, the tube coming up and connecting here, and the tube, sure enough, clearly around this wire. That tube is not visible. There's something else very strange about this. You can see this piece at the top sticking out, and there's a piece sticking out and kind of hanging over here. So these are little rubber pieces that are stuck down beside the slug to help fix the slug in place. Those are completely gone. Where did they go? How can they be gone? mystery. Now this coil, the one beside the one in question, has 1, 2, 3 red hoses coming to it. When I look at it, there is 5 hoses, red hoses coming to it. So I think we know. Somehow these hoses have made it over to here and look like they should be here when they really shouldn't. That's what's happened. And this wire that goes in here, this is a long way up to here. Yet the wire's only so long with solder on the end of it. So could it be there was a solder connection inside here? Where? Okay, let's just play a little more. It's just a few seconds left here.
At some point to raise the performance of a radio so it's like new.
Yeah, right. That seems to have gone the other direction, actually. I think that's it for seeing this before the disaster. Okay, so you can see where my camera's looking right down inside there. Let's see what's up. So here we are. So what's really happened here is this coil has tried to steal the leads from this coil and camouflage them. So for instance, I think this one this one's hooked up to nothing here. This one, this top one. Kind of bet it goes there. I thought this one was free. Yep, this one's hooked up to nothing. Like that. The radio actually camouflaged things. Get under there. So this one's probably that one. Which one's which one? Which one's which one? Because they could be in either place. So here's the wire sticking right out of there, right out of the top. And then the lower one, probably the wire is back in here somewhere. I don't think I can move the, the tube goes way up in here. Oh. So probably what I have to do probably is pull the tube forward, cut it off without cutting the wire inside, cut off the excess tube basically, push the tube back up, expose a little bit of wire in here that supposedly, based on what this looks like, should be what's left of a soldered connection. And then this one up here, that's a fairly easy one to fix, as far as these things go. The difficulty here is there's no excess wire. There's normally no excess wire at all. So when you break it, you can't overlap it. You either have to put in a splint or do something else. And meanwhile, these wires are all related to the tuning of the radio. So once we're done, there's no question the alignment will be off because of this. Unless I just happen to be lucky with it. So before I take action, I'm going to take a break. Okay, I spent a little bit of time studying the schematic, and what I learned there is the schematic is for a slightly different version of this radio, and it's different in this area. Because this radio has broadcast band, shortwave 1, shortwave 2, and FM. And the schematic I'm using, which is shows broadcast long wave, shortwave, and FM. So a little different. How different? Different enough I can't possibly rely on the schematic for sorting this out. I did look at the pictures once again. This one is the upper one, and this one is the lower one, no doubt about it. So now I'm going to have to operate on this lower one. Let me get a better tool here that I can hook that with and bring it up. Try to do this with my fingers. There it goes. Okay, so I managed to pull this a bit. Really don't want to cut off any where the wire is. I just need enough to show, to expose the wire. Pull this way up. Okay, I'm pretty sure I did not cut any wire there. Sliding this back down is not going to be necessarily an easy thing to do. And it's gonna short up. Ooh, don't push the other one off. Is it really going anywhere? Got to get up past this first terminal. What's it doing up in there? Is it bending? The wire didn't come out the end here yet. Oh my gosh. See what I mean? That's the problem with working on these old radios. You make one bad mistake here, you really get a headache. So I may have to take this wire out of here and resolder it to its terminal, bring it over the top. Because what's happening is instead of sliding back on this wire, it's pulling the wire. I cannot see a thing way up in there. Actually got a better view on the camera, but I can't look at the camera. So that's the wire there, yep. See clearly which terminal it is. That's a good thing. That just keeps coming off further and further. Okay, pull it right off. There, that's better. Now I'll hook that wire and bring it up on top. I think I'm just going to have to replace this. Bring over a fairly strong wire over to here, make the connection. I think that's really what's got to happen at this point for that lower one to work out. Okay, get on with that. Okay, let's see. I'm going to solder in the extension wire here. Get rid of the old wire. That's all it took for that. Just yanked it off. That's how easy it is, these things. How easy these are to break. Now the other end of it. Okay, push this into position here. like that. Just solder it right up there. I can burn the dial string here with the soldering iron pretty easily. Get myself into even deeper trouble. Okay, that guy's done. Now the one above, which I cleverly have made more difficult here by getting it underneath. Duh. Look in the camera here and see what we got. Very hard to see. That little bit. Of course, the wire won't have any extra length. Contact. And of course, this isn't the world's best solder connection here, but it's going to work. Of course, I can solder it without knocking it apart. Ah, my solder iron's dirty. Under the string. I don't know, did that connect? No. Let's put it on top. Pass the string. Shaking too much. 2 cups of coffee. Okay, pass the string again. Let's see if I got it this time. Yep. Okay, so that's the 2 connections remade. Put this one down a little bit here. Check it here. Yeah. Okay, there we are. Now that's a bit of a rough morning. It's a rough start. It's a rough start, but it's also an end. Do I dare turn this radio on and see if it works today? Or just leave that for tomorrow? No, I should find out. I should find out if this has worked. Now, I think it's on shortwave 1. I think. So we need a shortwave antenna. I'm going to try to actually receive something. So this is the lead out to my antenna. And we need to clip it on back there. I'm going to break more wires doing this. Okay, there we are. Antenna's clipped on. Okay. Switch is off. I gotta put the tone control thing back in. I actually don't know if I have to or not. I just have every time. Need to put the FM part in. Need to prop this up a little bit. Okay, we're ready. Volume down. Plugs in. Plugs in the back. Dim bulbs. Dim bulbs. Hey, what's with the focus? Ah, come on, camera. How long has it been out of focus like that? Very, very annoying here. Let's try this. It's a bit of a rude way of doing it, but there we go. That's a slap. I slapped the camera. We're ready. Dim bulbs normal. Starting with broadcast. Loads of volume. This is actually closed here. So when I look at the eye, the volume won't go down. Help me, please. I thought I fixed that. The station. So the noise is able to make the eye go right over itself. I don't like it. Okay. I don't like that. But it's working. Shortwave 1. Oh, that's definitely working. Eye is doing weird stuff. Can't turn the volume down. Yeah, it's fuzzy when it's low. Something not right here. Okay, so if we were to pick up shortwave right now, we would be picking it up. Wow, this is 5. I'm not going to pick up anything down here, I don't think. We need to go to shortwave 2. Shortwave 2. Hey, there's a difference. What happened? Shortwave 1's all happy. Now, is it so happen that shortwave 1 is not the coil I worked on? Let's go to shortwave 1. I'm going to interfere with some coils here and stuff. Yeah. So these are the ones I worked on. That's the one that's active right now. This row, she's dead too. Totally dead. Did I braid more wires in here than I realized? Did something more happen? Did it ever work? Did it ever work on this band? I don't think so offhand. Let's just poke around a little bit here. Make sure I'm on my grounded. Make sure I'm not grounded. I'm using a steel tool. Well, get good noise to come through. This coil at the back doesn't seem to be so happy. Wait a minute. Maybe this is the one that's working correctly, and that's how the eye should be until we pick something up.
Richard Cassano wrote a book.
Okay, I have real mixed signals coming out of this radio here. So this is probably 9.330. There's 9, there's 10. It's right there. Pretty sure that's what that's going to be. That's a very strong signal during the day. No action on the eye whatsoever. Oh boy. So I took a shot at cleaning these switches. Now we're finding out if I really succeeded. So this band is receiving. Oh my gosh. Jim, there's more trouble in this radio. Well, okay. Something more is going on here. We've got the AVC seems to be existing on this eye because it's making the eye work. It doesn't seem to be quieting down the gain of the radio. I don't know, and then we get up on this shortwave band, and the eye doesn't seem to work at all. That's odd. That's very odd. But there we are. That's it for today. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to pursue this behavior and see if we can sort out what the heck is going on with it. That's going to be a tough one. Thanks a lot for watching.